Teresa, take it away.
Okay,
Keep this
well,
ball rolling.
hopefully or prayerfully, I'm still having internet issues. I can't even spend any time there. But if you hear about a mass shooting at the AT&T place, you'll know. They hang up on me when I call them, when I'm calling for help. Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. It's just unbelievable. But
on purpose they hang up, or you just get disconnected?
Because I'm so upset. I mean, but I'm being nice. Bob's like, be nice too. All right. So we're not going to talk about that. We'll talk about that later. But I am actually here's a little tip for tonight. If you have internet problems, check and make sure you've got a hotspot on your phone. I've got an unlimited hotspot on my iPhone. And so right now I am using my iPhone for internet. And so there's a nice little tip that if you're in a pinch, you can do that. You know where the hotspot is. It's just
we have a pink puddle.
Susan. That has been a big help. First of all, I want to thank you guys for joining us tonight for our pink huddle. And I'm going to make sure that if you're not mute, you might want to mute yourself. And then if you need to come back in for questions or whatever, then we can do that in a bit. Wanted to, first of all, just kick this off and recognize the people in our units that were smart business women for the month of October and enrolled their customers to receive the winter look. And if you're watching this now or later or whatever, and you're not really sure about the preferred customer program or why you would want to enroll your customers, please make sure to reach out to Susan or I and let us talk to you about it. Because it's, to me, it's a staple in the business, where your customers are going to get a brand new lookbook for that particular season. So the one we just enrolled in will be for winter 2021, 2020 and 2021. It'll get mailed out, I think, in December or November. It gets mailed in November. So there are a few new things coming in November, very exciting things. So long story short, in the first class unit, I just want to give a shout out to Bretta Ruckman, Anita Offit, Tanya Simpson, Kim Kinzer, who is a brand new consultant this month, and also a Great Start qualified consultant this month, Betty Williams, Sonia, Lynn Holland, Bobby Rhodes, and me in our unit. Susan, you got some good gals that signed up for PCP?
I do, in no particular order. Linda Kamer, Nora Palmieri, Tracy Baker, Kathy Smallman, yay! Jean Dankberg, Ryan Zerlini, Amy Jolly, Kathy Thiemann, Diane Vaughn, Jenny Carpenter, Sandy Bowman, and Carrie McDaniel, and me.
Wow, good representation.
Good group.
It's just a big deal. Here's the thing. I would want to be your customer because I would, and that's when I know the lookbook's been mailed is when my customers start calling me because, they're like, oh yeah, I need this or I need that. And then they'll ask me questions. So that's just a very valuable service that the company provides for us. For 70 cents a name, they mail it out. It looks like it came from you. It's got free samples in it. And, every season that comes along, there's always new things and new ideas. So your customers will appreciate getting that from you. Also wanted to make sure that everybody is aware that we're running a contest for the month of October for anyone who orders a 400 wholesale cumulative for the month. Basically, we said from the 16th on, but if you've already got an order in and it totals up to 400 by the end of the month, then you're going to get a brand new product that's coming out in November that you don't know anything about. So it'll be a surprise. And those people who have 400, and so if you do a 600, what are you going to get, Susan, if they do a 600 or more?
You're going to get that free product, but you also get the piece of jewelry from Mary Kay. Woo!
Exactly, which is a beautiful bracelet, and it's got it looks really pretty with little circles all over it. Really, really gorgeous. So, gotta admit, people in the room, I gotta pay attention to that.
I should be paying attention when you're talking.
So those two things, make sure that track where you are for the month. If you need some ideas, you guys holidays are upon us and it is time to be in full swing. Betty just shared with us that she's already done some infomercials for her clients and has sold over $300 just in holiday sales for some people who wanted to get a little sneak peek. So that's awesome. And people will be shopping with you. I promise. I mean, I'm sending out text and I'm having people give me pre-orders. So is the season, be focused on that. And October, I mean, just go for broke and make sure you do a Spark a Chain reaction and get a free product gift from Susan and I for the month.
Do you have any winners for that so far?
Do what?
Do you have any winners for that so far?
Yes, as a matter of fact, thank you. Yes, I do.
Tell them who's winning, Teresa.
Cancer, brand new consultant, a personal consultant. She is great start qualified this month with over 624. So congratulations, Kim. And the month ain't over yet. And also Greta Ruckman, she's in with 500. So she's earned the product gift, and I know she'll finish the Spark a Chain reaction because she's on a roll. So Suze?
Very good. But we have someone at the $400 level is Linda Kamer. And then, excuse me, at the $600 level to get both prizes, we have Nora Palmieri, Tracy Baker, Mickey Sangillo, or do we say Tesoro? Mickey, I'm not really sure which one you want to go by, and Jean Dankberg. So yay, good job, guys.
Awesome.
Got mine too.
Oh, and Betty.
Tesoro.
I don't have access to her report.
Okay.
She has to speak up and say, me too.
Tesoro
I'm just
it
going to
is.
put the name in as every time, Betty, and just assume. So,
Very good.
so congratulations, you guys. And the month ain't over yet. It's just about half over, just a little bit more than half over. So there's still almost 2 weeks left to make some big things happen. And make sure you're reaching out, talking to your clients about your gift services. And again, if you need help, reach out to Susan and I about that. It's what we've kind of been focused on for the last couple of weeks. So we didn't know what else to talk about tonight, so we thought we'd just let you ask questions. And I'll just start out with one that I've got. And this is something, since this is a huddle, we can all contribute to this, okay? So if you all have ideas or suggestion for these questions, but Kim Kinzer, brand new consultant, she said she just wanted to know how do we keep our books for our business? And first of all, I think everybody probably does something a little bit different. I know the way that I used to keep them when I first came in as a consultant from the old envelope method. Right now, pretty much everything is in the computer and entered. But Susan, this really is your forte because it's not kind of mine. I kind of have a pile of receipts that I go through at the end of the year and total them up. But show them what you do. You do have a system.
Oh my God. Okay, this is a very sophisticated system. Are you ready? Okay. See this here big shoebox? When I get receipts, excuse me, I got a peppermint in my mouth because I just got an upset stomach, but anything that comes in goes into this box. That's the first place it goes. And then as I'm paying bills and sorting things out, and I try to do that, a couple times a month, I will bring it over to this very sophisticated filing cabinet where I have files for the year in each of the categories of business expenses. So they're all alphabetical, and let's see what I have here. I have advertising and PCP, that's what goes in there. Auto expenses like gas, parking, and repairs. Banking, I put my banking statements and deposit slips. Cable and internet, I put my credit card statements. Gas and electric, so all of my utilities. Let's see what else in here. Invoices for my Mary Kay orders. Mainly utilities and supplies and seminars and events. So anything can be categorized into either a business expense or something, it's for your home or just miscellaneous or personal expenses. And they all go in here. And it's really, I'm sure there's more updated ways to do it, but this works for me. It's just a system where as soon as I grab it and I put it into that correct category. And then when it's time for taxes, I'll pull out that file, add up all the receipts, staple them together, and put that total onto my expense line on my tax form. It's very simple, and as we get closer to tax season, which seems like it's always just around the corner, I'll do a training video about that and show you guys. Yeah, but the main thing is to have some type of a system where you're organizing your receipts into categories. And if you're thinking, well, what categories? You can actually go onto a website called accountingunlimited.com. Accountingunlimited.com. They do a ton of Mary Kay taxes, and there's forms on there for Mary Kay consultants. And each of those categories on that form are expense categories where you can make your little file tabs, and that works for me. Then what happens is at the end of the year, once I've done my taxes, I move the files from 2020 to the bottom drawer, make a new set of files for 2021, and all the 2019s that were in my bottom drawer go into a box into my closet to save for, what is it, 7 years? Feels like for 700 years, it feels like that long. But that way I have them all labeled by the year and that type of thing. So that's how I organize expenses, and it just works for me. Anybody else?
Anybody else have a suggestion or something that they are doing that seems to be a little different but works for you? Okay.
Well, okay.
You know, the other two things that I'll say about that is, first of all, if you're not sure if it's an expense that's an allowable expense for Mary Kay for your business, then keep the receipt, obviously, you know, because those things you can figure out during tax season, or if you're talking to an accountant or whatever. So if you buy something from the grocery store, make sure that you have a Mary Kay account, right? And that you have a debit card and or a credit card or both, and a checking account that's connected to your Mary Kay account, that you put your monies in your Mary Kay account, and then you pay yourself out of that Mary Kay account. So it all goes in one spot, it all comes out, that you only use dedicated credit cards or debit cards for your Mary Kay account. You don't buy anything else on them. So if you're going to the grocery store and you're getting ready for your holiday open house, you're going to use your Mary Kay business debit card or credit card, but anything else that you pick up that are personal household items, they need to be on a separate card. So you need to keep all that separated. And the other thing is, if you're using a program to run your business, I use something called UnitWise. You can check that out, unitwise.com. And several people use that, other programs, or even my customers in Mary Kay does keep track of your customers and all of your sales from your customers. But UnitWise also keeps track of my expenses as well. So that is a big help to me, that most of it goes in, you know, as soon as I have it. So any more questions about that, or anything else that anybody wants to add? I know it's kind of an overview, but
Dee Dee does.
Denise, yes.
I just wanted to ask you, in reference to UnitWise, when you buy gas, you bring your receipt in and then you enter it into UnitWise.
Yes.
Do you do that on a regular basis, or do you end up with a stack, or you know, because it might.
I have a pile. I have the box. The box that Susan showed you first, that's my method.
See, that's what mine would be.
It all goes in one place. And you know, if I'm feel like I want to stay caught up, I'll do that for about the first 6 months of the year. I'm going to stay caught up. But yes, I can just take a pile, easily go into UnitWise and just tag those in there really simply. Some people there's so many ways now you can scan receipts and they automatically will, you know, I think Linda Tupin uses some kind of system that, you know, you just take a picture of it and it automatically files it. You have to pay for the service, and I've looked at it and it's pretty cool. I don't know what it is, but seriously, what Susan just taught you is the simplified, easy way is to keep all your receipts, then separate them by category and total them up at the end of the year.
I do what Susan does in some modified fashion. But I just think it would be so easy if everything is already in a program and it just gives me a number at tax time, because that's what I struggle with, is getting everything added up.
Right. And I do love it. And you can create your own categories. You can, I mean, I really do love when I keep up with it. It's just a matter of keeping up with it. But hello, girls, we can delegate. There are people who will, you could give them a month's worth of receipt and just have them in their own home. They could go ahead and do that for you and just pay somebody to do that, which I think is a really good idea and haven't done it. Jenny, you got something to say?
Yes. There's one system, Denise, that I have used, I think it was the year before last, and I really liked it. It's an app on your phone. It's called Numeral Receipt. I can send you a picture of it. But what you do is I put all my receipt in a old tissue box. And then at the end of each month, take a picture of each receipt, and it calculates, it does add up at the end of the year of what you spent. And you can even go in later on and categorize it. But it is a free app, and it works. I liked it. Like I said, if you just remember to do it once a month, it's easy to keep up with if you wait to do it at the end of the year.
Yes.
And then it's easy.
You said the app is Numeral Receipts? Is that
Yeah,
what
I'll send it to you.
Okay, good. Just text it to me. You got
Yes,
my
ma'am.
number. Thank
Post
you.
it actually, because I'm sure people would.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Yes.
All right. Any other questions, comments, thoughts?
Yeah, I've got one to throw in because
Sure.
I'm similar to Susan, but I use Boulevard, and if I use Boulevard to its fullest extent, which I don't, but I think Kim does, it does do everything. You put all your receipts in, you just run a report, and your numbers are there. So I do modify that, but personally, our family always kept Quicken. Like, we just always used Quicken on our computers. So Paul, my husband, just adapted it, and all my business expenses are there. We balance everything through there. It's the same thing. At the end of the year, I just hit a button. I have all the receipts to back it up, but I don't have to manually copy and, count and add and all that. So, if you're at all technically inclined, that's just a great program for personal and business.
And it's just the same, the bottom common denominator here is to stay on top of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I know, I probably speak for Teresa too, that we've had that big box that gets dumped out on April 14th, and we're like, holy cow, now I need to sort them. So this just works for me. I've tried all the others, but it's handy. I pull out the drawer, I'm paying bills, I'm going through bam, right in the right receipt. And then I have, 20 files to add up, but I can do that in front of Netflix, and do that. So, okay, we'll talk more about that as we get closer to tax time. So we have some more questions. Tell us what they've asked, Teresa.
Okay. Betty asked about training on Scipio, and we need to do that, but I'm not, and Susan's not, and I don't know that anybody yet is familiar enough to actually train on it. What I will tell you, and let me show you a couple of things. Let me go to screen share. Why am I not seeing screen share? I don't know. Why
I don't know. You're a co-host.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I just found it. Okay. All right. Let me. Okay. Get
Oh,
a better size.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so when you sign up for Scipio, the best thing that you need to know, and the way that I'm learning Scipio, and I'm still just into the very basics of sending out a mass text and cleaning up my my lists and my customer lists, and nice thing as far as I did the paid version so that I could get also consultants in there. But for people who are just dealing with customers, I think for the most part, the free one will cover you. There's some different perks that you can do with the paid ones, and so you'll need to check that out. But you can always upgrade. That's the main thing, is start with the free one, which is what I did, and then find out, the paid version does something that I want to be able to do, so I'm going to do the paid version. You're not signing any contract, so you can do it for a month or 2 months and then go back to the free if you want to. So that's pretty cool, and you can upgrade it anytime. So when you sign up, you can see my Good Evening Teresa Scipio right there. And the main thing that you need to know is this whole front page is just filled with information. And so there's a Scipio starter guide, the first steps for setting up your Scipio account, and there's a little referral race going on, how to contact Scipio customer support, and they are really wonderful. I've had to call them a couple times with a quick question. I texted or emailed one time, got an answer back that same day. And then there's just some basic videos, and we said this a couple of weeks ago, there is YouTube Scipio training, and then there is on Facebook right here, Scipio for beauty consultants and directors. So you can, and they have like a video Zoom meeting like every day. And so I've plugged into a couple of those. I just read every once in a while. If I'm just laying in bed, instead of watching something mindless, I may just plug into this and see what kind of questions people have. If I have archived a customer on In Touch, does it take it off my contact list? And that was a question that I had not too long ago. How do we grant Scipio access to our camera and photos? I can't find a settings button. So they're wonderful about answering here in the Facebook page. And like I said, they've got great videos and training. Here's a Mary Kay. So that's the first thing, because again, I'm just know enough to be dangerous at this point. But I'm learning and I'm loving it. And it's so simple. I mean, that's the one thing, very user friendly. Unlike
Teresa,
another.
for people who are new, what is Scipio?
Oh, okay. Scipio is, thank you. It is a mass texting service that is provided by this company in conjunction with Mary Kay. So they're like an approved vendor. And you can, if you go under ordering, you'll see a link on In Touch that says approved Mary Kay Connections vendors. And you can click on that. And so Mary Kay Connections is a vendor that has business cards and stationery and clothing and cases and all kinds of great ribbons and really cool things that have the Mary Kay logo, and they're approved by the company. Scipio is another one of those. So it's a service for mass texting. So you can send out a mass text to your entire customer group, whether it's 5 or 500, and it's like them all getting individual text. And you can even personalize the text by, just adding, you can say first name, and then it'll say, hey, Susan, this is Teresa just checking in to see if you got the new lookbook, I could just send that out to my entire list, do you have any questions, or would you like to try whatever? And the same thing with consultants. And if you're a consultant by unit, you know that I've sent out a couple of texts. And so it sends it out mass, and it comes from a different number. So you have to let people know that this is my business number. And if they call it, you can set it up so that if somebody actually calls that number, it forwards and goes right into your mobile phone or whatever phone you want it to go in. So it's just a real simplified way and really the business way to reach out and connect with a bunch of people at the same time with one text. You can put photos, pictures, whatever, and reach out without them being part of a big, huge mass group and their phones blow up. What else? What did I miss? Anything?
Yeah, basically it's a great program, and you can find all the tutorials online and just do a little self-teach. That's how you've
Yeah,
learned.
and it is very simple because I've tried a couple other ones and they were kind of confusing, and this is very simple to send it out. It's very simple to communicate back. The messages come back into my phone from the Scipio app. So there's an app that you put on your phone and you'll use Scipio.com on your computer. So it's all integrated and it is wonderful. So I know that's not really training, but it's an overview of what it's about and to encourage you to just spend some time in there. Any blaring questions that anybody has about Scipio right now that we might be able to answer? Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to encourage you to get in there and play with it because you're going to love it. And it's definitely going to be something that everybody's going to want across the board, even if it's just the free version, which is pretty cool. Okay. And Nora, I think Nora had a question, right, Suze?
She did. And Nora, tell us what it was. It was about Facebook Live and Zoom recordings.
Yeah, because I wanted to do a Zoom off of either my iPad or my iPhone, and I couldn't find the button to record. When I'm on my laptop, it's right there, plain as day, but I couldn't find it. So that was one. But then the second is, once I have recorded it, how do you post it on the private page?
How do you post a Zoom recording or a
Yeah.
Facebook Live?
Well, the Facebook Live, that goes on while you're doing it, right? You can't record that without people watching you, right? So the Zoom.
Well, unless you record a video just on your phone and then
Okay.
you want to post it later. And some
Yes.
people want to do that so that if you say some big goofy thing, you can delete it and start over. And I used to worry about that. And now, as you probably noticed in my Facebook Lives, I don't worry about that so much. It's just me talking, being a human being. And if I screw up, I laugh about it and move on. So I like doing Facebook Lives. But Teresa, correct me if I'm wrong. Like when we do our Zoom recordings here and we are recording it, when it's finished, it will say converting that to a, what is it, an MP4 or some kind of video.
Yeah.
And it saves it in your documents file. And when it's done, you can then go to your Facebook page and where it says upload a video, just like where you could put a photo, but you could also put a video. Then you go into your documents file, search for Zoom, find that recording, open it, and pop it in there.
Okay.
Am I right, Teresa? I mean,
Yeah, there are a couple of things. Even with Facebook Live, you can download that. When you get done with your Facebook Live, there's an option that you can actually download your Facebook Live to your computer and then save it and then post it. If you want to be able to send it out, you want to send a link out, you want to post it, or you want to, or put it on YouTube if you're going to do a separate YouTube channel. So, and that's kind of what Susan and I did with doing our Zoom meetings is, I've had a separate YouTube channel for a long time, and I think I had two videos on it for 5 years or something. But that is a great place that you can post your Zooms for, you can even do your own Zoom or your own video, whatever, post them there, and then you can send the link because you can't send a video via text.
Right.
They're too large. The files are too large. So if you have, that's why we do it on YouTube, because then we have a little share
button.
URL that we can copy and paste, and you can send it out in a text. You can put that same thing. We can put that in a Facebook post. When we copy and paste that URL, that's how that pops up from YouTube. So yeah, you can Zoom, you can just record to your computer. Facebook Live, you can download to your computer and then send it out in any other way later that you want to do, or just keep it for posterity.
So I guess the big question is the only way to record a Zoom on your computer. Am I missing something on my iPad or on my phone? Because I just don't see an option.
No, you can do it on your phone and iPad too. I think. Because
Okay.
I think I've done it. I think I've been out where I didn't have my computer and I was just able to bring up Zoom on my phone. There's an app, right? You have the app on your phone?
Yeah, because I have the app and I do lessons that way. So I teach daily on it. but I don't see anywhere to hit for record when I start. When I
Okay,
start-
so have you Googled it or asked on help on Zoom?
Nora, of course
Not
not.
up to you.
Because
I'll
that's
do that next. I just didn't know if somebody
probably
knew
what
that.
I'm
already.
90% sure you could do it from your phone but just 90%.
Yeah, and I
10%
figured there
not.
had to be a way, but I just didn't know if somebody knew quickly where that button might be.
I don't even know if in Zoom online, if it has a help button and that may be a frequently asked question.
Yeah. Okay.
Fine.
Thank you.
So, you're welcome. I don't use my phone much for Zoom. I'm usually just sitting here with a steady screen on my computer. So that's a good question. Sorry. Don't know that one. And it is 8:32. That went pretty fast. So I appreciate you guys being on here. I do like the Ask Us Anythings. If you know, we do need to be thinking about if we want to have a group virtual open house, or if you want to have another little mingle and jingle like we did before. I think that would be fun to come up because it is October the 20th and my open house is in like 2 weeks. So, you know, I don't know if I'll just go ahead and do that and then do one after, and you know, but you guys let us know what you would like. Happy to help. Okay. Oh, where'd Teresa go?
We lost Teresa.
Lost her. Did you guys see that funny meme? Linda Tupin posts the funniest memes, and it was about when you're on a Zoom call and basically you have gas and your name lights up. Have you seen that? It's like, and the guy's like, uh-oh, and like you make a noise, you know, in your background, your screen shines up. So like, make sure you. Okay, Teresa says I'm out. Go ahead and say bye for me. Okay. Bye, you guys. Have a great
Alright.
week. And Mickey, we'll talk soon. I am just not feeling well. Today, I hope I'm not coming down with something, but I got some dark circles and watery eyes, and I am ready for bed. So,
Right, we'll get
Thank
some
you.
rest.
I
Talk to you
will.
soon. Good night, everyone.
Okay,
Thank
good night. Good night.